Good evening, viewers. My name's 21st Century Cat.
And I'm Jeremiah Sill. I, and this is possibly shameful, do not believe in God.
Hold on, if you don't believe in God, how do you explain the heavens and the stars and the earth?
Well, there's a whole load of cosmic rules and physical laws that have shaped the universe that we all live in today, and there are many theories of evolution that result in the various organisms we see around us.
Adrian, what I don't understand is, I know I was going to say we're sort of joking, but not really joking, and this is a little bit of a serious subject, but doesn't it all come down to belief and faith? And by the way, I'm not trying to be funny because I can't really joke too much about this. But then again, have you ever seen The Life of Brian? That is quite funny.
I have seen The Life of Brian, that's quite funny. And Dogma was quite humorous.
He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. That was funny.
That was funny.
Apart from that, you can't laugh about God.
No, you can't laugh about the Inquisition and lots of people being tortured.
No. But if it's all about faith and belief, then surely scientific, not to say fact, because no one knows how the universe started, do they? Do they? I don't know, do they?
There are some things that are known, yes, and there are some things...
No one knows how it started. Now, you are more intelligent than me. You're not so good on the movie trivia, but on other stuff, like the universe and stuff,
yes,
you know more than I do. Right, so how did it start then? How did it start? Because it's like, you know, what was before that? That's the point, isn't it? What was before that?
Well, that's a very interesting point.
Well, what's the answer then?
I don't know what the answer is.
Well, there you go. It must mean God, mustn't it?
No. Just because science can't specifically say this is what happened doesn't necessarily mean that it must therefore be a deity of some kind that made it happen.
I don't care what day it happened on, but the fact was something was going on before there was nothing. So did you say what day it was on? Did you say deity? Is that another word for God?
Yeah.
Why don't you just say that then?
I kind of thought I was dealing with an intelligent being.
I've got a Hong Kong foodie t-shirt on. Why would you think that for a second?
Take all my money, but don't make me mad.
The guy's got me stumped. I don't know how it all started. I wasn't there, was I?
Science. Science is what it's all about.
But science can't prove it or explain it. So science might be what it's all about, but why can't science, you know, if Stephen Hawking doesn't know what's going on...
Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, in whatever his name is. He doesn't know my name, I don't know his name. Stephen Hawking's done...
He's slightly more famous than you.
Yeah, what's he ever done? He's written a book about a black hole and stuff.
He's made some extremely big advances in theoretical sciences.
Yeah. Well, okay.
He doesn't have a channel though.
He probably has actually got the Stephen Hawking's channel.
Hawking.
Yeah. But, out of interest, serious point, sorry. In his book about life, universe and everything...
A Brief History of Time.
So Stephen Hawking's right. So what's his theory about... What's his theory...
Stephen Hawking's theory.
Yeah, whatever his name is. What's his theory about what happened before there was nothing?
I don't believe in that book he states what his theory is.
He's not written that one yet.
Well, the problem,
he hasn't made up that book yet.
The problem with that particular instant of time is that the physical laws of reality, nature, time all break down.
Yeah. Yeah, well...
However, that doesn't necessarily mean that there is a God.
But there could be.
I prayed to Buddha, to Allah and Jim. I turned to Jesus and stayed there with him.
No, they couldn't.
Why? You're right in a circle, so why should there?
Actually, that's actually a very good point. There could be a God. And science has within its remit the whole idea of, yes, there could be a God, but there isn't an awful lot of proof for a God.
There's a book in there about it.
Yeah, there's books about lots of things, Mr. Cat.
Surely they would have written a book about it if it didn't exist.
There's a book about Narnia.
I fell in deep, but I learned how to swim.
Kat, do you believe in God?
Don't know. Well, don't know. I went to church as a kid. I know the first 10 books of the Old Testament.
Tell me them.
Genesis. In the beginning, Genesis. Exodus.
That's the last.
That's not Genesis, Exodus.
I didn't think it was.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth. Right, I know the first 8. Actually, I can't take too much credit for it, because basically when I went to church as a kid, every week they got you to remember one book, and if you remember, you got a sweet the following week. So I got as far as 8 sweets. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth.
And on this premise we persecute people.
It's a crazy world.
What about the New Testament?
We never got. We ran out of sweets. We didn't get as far as that. We had 8 sweets. There was quite a few of us.
There's no hope for mankind.
Douglas Adams said, didn't he? The Babel Fish, yeah? The Babel Fish. The reason you can't have proof about God, because God relies on faith. If you have proof, then in a cloud of smoke, God would cease to exist. Because he relies on faith. If there's proof, you don't need faith. No, do you understand that? No, do you see the theory? If God relies on faith, I'm almost kind of, it's what I read in Hitchhiker Galaxy. If God relies on faith, then having cast iron proof all of a sudden means, well, there's no faith anymore. There's no faith. I need faith to believe, to exist.
So, if then there's a sufficient degree of faith in the belief of Santa Claus therefore exists.
Doesn't he? We're not going to end this video on a punchline, are we?
God. Take God if you want, but you're wrong.
Sorry, viewers. This is going to be more... YouTube, if you're watching this, don't feature this, alright? It's bad enough featuring Women Aren't Funny, discuss.